All right, guys. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Combat Sports Central. We're here with Miss Jasmine. So, Jasmine, how you doing today? How's everything going?
I'm doing well. Everything's going good. I only had one session today, so it's nice. I got to relax a little bit.
Okay, so first things first, I know a lot of us struggle a little bit with your last name, and I saw a few interviews in which you go over this and you did the pronunciation thing, and all day today I've been trying to practice to get it right. But can we just hear it from you one time for everybody else who hasn't seen your other interviews in which you address it?
For sure. Yeah, it's Jasudavicius.
Jasudavicius, is that good?
That's good.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you again. So, tell me a little bit about your fight camp. You got a big fight coming up, September 16th on the Noche UFC. How's that going for you?
Yeah, so camp's going awesome. I decided to stay. Normally, I like travel and camp, but I decided to stay back this camp. I traveled a lot outside of camp, and so we thought it would make sense to stay back and bring some people in. And I've got a lot of really really good girls around here. So I've been traveling a little bit like locally and
Mhm.
getting good work in with like the girls, and I've had a lot of girls come down and help me out, and feels like everyone's kind of banding together and just like making me be the best that I can be.
That's good. Well, your record reflects that you're tending or trending towards being the best you can be right now with your 9-2 record. Um, do you consider Tracy to be your hardest opponent yet?
Yeah, I mean, every opponent will be your hardest opponent, right?
Mhm.
I guess until you're at the top, but yeah, she's number 14, or if not higher. I don't know exactly, but she's yeah, she's definitely my toughest, but they're all gonna be tough.
Yeah, yeah. They all get tough after after you get into your rankings, right? So,
Mhm.
um, that being said, let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff outside of like fighting and whatnot, right? So, one of the things that I like to ask fighters to kind of humanize everybody and make sure that we're on the understanding each other a little bit better is during your fight camp and during your training or anything like that. We all like to jam out, right? What's some music that we can find in your playlist when you're working out or getting in a session or something like that?
It's funny. I gotta be honest. I hardly like I listen to music because there's always music on, but I don't really have any preferences. It's like I just whoever I'm with, I let them put it on, and like I can find enjoyment in any type of music. So, anything is good, but I mean, I would say like, you know, that like 90s rap, that would be like what I would listen to most if I were to just like put it on my own. But yeah, I don't know. I like all music.
90s rap. I didn't take you for a gangster, Jasmine, but that's what's up. I I like that. I also like some 90s jams and stuff like that. So that's good. What about after you get a big W or after you're done with a big fight? What's a way that you like to celebrate, whether it be like a meal or going out? What do you enjoy doing after a big fight?
I like being with my team, like we were in the trenches all together, and it's so nice to be able to spend time with them after. Like we'll get pizza and have a couple drinks, or like we're usually hungry because you don't really eat that much on fight day, but yeah, we'll get some food and we'll just kind of like all hang out, and it's like you're in such a great state because everyone's just like, oh, we can breathe again. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much that goes into it, and being able to spend the time like with my team, it's like one of my most like favorite things.
Yeah, I see you had a quick turnaround from your last fight to this one, right? So maybe not as much enjoyment in between these camps.
No, no, no. I mean, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So like, I'm
Oh.
not messing around. I want to get in here. I want to go to work. When I'm not fighting, I'm still in the gym. I'm working hard because I know that I want to have quick turnarounds. I don't want to be sitting on the shelf only fighting once or twice a year. Like, I want to be active.
Is a lot of that influence because you were a late starter in the MMA world? I read somewhere that you didn't get started till you were 26 or so. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like I was 26, I'm 34 years old. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that much time before my body starts breaking down, all that stuff. So like I'm here. I feel like it's the perfect kind of like state for me because I'm like more wise, so I'm like older, but my body's not all messed up from competing and training and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. Like I did start later, but I was still very active. Like I still have the body awareness. I played soccer, I played basketball, you know what I mean? So I feel like it kind of is the perfect storm for me.
That's good. That's good. So, are you big in like the social media world or anything like that? Do you spend a lot of time on? Oh, I think there you are. Do you spend a lot of time
Sorry about
on
that.
social media? Because the reason why I asked you, I think last week or maybe a few days ago, I don't remember. We had a Twitter thing where we were, trying to pick nicknames for you. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
So,
like
did you end up going with any one of those in particular?
I didn't, I feel like a nickname kind of has to happen organically. So we're gonna see what people just start calling me, and then that's how I think how it'll build.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on there, recommend that like we just write like 4 or 5 of those on a paper and give it to Bruce Buffer, and let's see which one he can pick out.
He
You know?
like pulls one out of a hat.
Yeah, yeah. Have Bruce like determine how's the best way to say it, and kind of go from there. You know?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit more about social media. Did you see the whole storm that was going on with Tracy Cortez, your opponent, and her ex boyfriend, and Paulo Costa, the man Chad? Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a bit of it. I mean, I I feel like that's who knows how involved it is or anything like that. Like, the phones, they blow up everything. So I don't know. I don't think it's anything too crazy.
What would be your take on it? Brian Ortega or Paulo Costa?
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that to her, not me.
You're like, I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both great dudes, right? But I mean, that's kind of what was going on Twitter. So I thought it'd be interesting to get your take on it, right? So, um, but yeah, so you already said your piece on that, right? So thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Her life, who knows?
So, how important is it for you to be able to do a fight on hashtag Noche UFC, or the Mexican Independence Day on September 16th, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm really looking forward to like seeing all the Mexican crew and everything. Like it's gonna be wild. They love fights, and I know that they're gonna initially be cheering for her, but I think by the end of it they'll be cheering for me because they love a fight. So I think it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be awesome to fight in Vegas. I love going to Vegas. It's nice having the PI. I have so many like amazing, great friends there, and like I was just down in Vegas prior to camp at Syndicate, so I have great relationships with like everyone there. Like John is always so great and opens the doors up to me, and yeah, the team that they have there is awesome, and I love, yeah, the heat. I love the desert. I love being in Vegas. So it's sick that it's at the T-Mobile Arena, not at the Apex. So that's another cherry on top.
Yeah, that's always great. Have you gotten a chance to spend some time at the PI prior to a fight or anything like that?
Yeah, I fought in Vegas a couple of fights ago, 2 fights ago, or something like that, and so I was able to use the PI there. Man, they're the best. It's so awesome. Like they have everything there. Anything an athlete needs, they got it, and all the staff there are amazing. Like shout out to the dietitian, to all the workers that work there, doing all like the massage therapy, the cooks, man. Like everyone that works there is super dedicated. They're an awesome staff there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, every time I see the embedded and like I see like the meal plans and stuff, I'm like, dang, dude, they got everything there.
Yeah, man, they're awesome. Like it's the creme de la creme.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so moving forward a little bit. So usually, my girlfriend always likes to give me one question to ask the fighters, and this is a segment of the show where I go, "Hey, my girlfriend asked me a question for you guys, right?" This one in particular, she wanted me to ask you if you believe in aliens with all the stuff that's going on with the government and aliens right now.
I mean, probably. I don't believe in the stuff that they're saying it is everything, but there probably is aliens. I mean, realistically, I mean, maybe.
Probably right, because if they're telling us already about it, there's probably some more developments going on, right? So,
Yeah, I
um,
think the aliens that they're telling us are different than the real alien. The real aliens are looking at this like, what the hell? These guys are blowing each other up.
yeah,
We're just
it's like
sitting
a
here waiting.
distraction, right? They're trying to show us aliens, and like in reality, something else is going on.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, so usually right here, I like to transition over where I'll shoot some fights at you, and then you give me your predictions. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So starting with the fight going on tomorrow, Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. I've met both of those guys, and they're both great people. But somebody's going to come out with their hand raised. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Aljo on that. Just because I like Marab and they're boys, and so I'm gonna go with him. And I've never met O'Malley. I bet you I'd like him. That's who I always pick to win the fights. Whoever I've met and who I like.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit biased that way too. Like if I've had a good interaction with somebody, I tend to kind of gravitate towards there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So the Abu Dhabi card, it's gonna be Islam Makhachev and Charlie Oliveira part two. Who do you have there?
I'm gonna go with Makachev.
Makhachev. Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. I don't see a way of a path for Charlie, but my heart wants Charlie to win, but we'll see, right? I was rooting for him on the first one too.
Yeah.
Um the main event on your card, Alexa Grasso versus Shevchenko. Who do you have there?
I feel like I've been really on the Shevchenko train, but recently I've been thinking Grasso. I feel like every week I'm flip flopping with that fight now. But this week I'm gonna go Grasso. But who knows? That you never know with women's MMA, man.
It's such a great matchup too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one that I'm going to ask you for is if this happens, right? Because obviously we know some people have issues with USADA, but if Connor ends up fighting Michael Chandler, who do you have there?
I don't know. I haven't even thought of that one. Connor, maybe. I don't know. Connor, because you never know. He could sleepy at any time, right?
Right, right, right. He's got that deadly left hand. I've been
Yeah.
a Connor apologist for the longest time, but I think Michael's growing on me. I'm kind of torn on that one. I'm not quite sure either.
Yeah, that's tough.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, Jasmine, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just always thank my coaches and my training partners. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to be rooting for you, and we know you're going to get that big old W. So, September 16th again. What are some socials where we can get you and follow you at?
Jasmine Jasudavicius. Also, we're doing these vicious vlogs that are going to be on like fight week and everything like that. So check those out for sure.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Then you send me the link. I'll post it down below so you guys can check her out. That
Sounds
being
good.
said, again, Jasmine, thank you for being here, and we're going to be rooting for you, and we'll go from there. So, thank you again. All right.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a good one.